and heart-wrenching. But when those bad things happen to people around you, what are you going to do? How are you going to lead? Are you going to get angry? Are you going to get frustrated? Are you going to lash out at people? Are you going to start going down the spiral of negativity? Are you going to let this horrible situation dictate the way you feel and the way you handle it? Are you going to fall over and fall down and fall apart? Or are you going to lead? Are you going to face this issue with courage and with resolution? I say lead. Lead. Step up to the challenge. Be the one that other people look to. Absorb that impact. Absorb that negativity. Draw fire. Draw fire. That's when a member of a platoon, for tactical reasons, steps into the open to draw enemy fire. Maybe to give another part of his team the chance to move or distract the enemy. But that's what I say. Draw fire. Bring that pain to me. I can handle it when maybe others cannot. When bad things are happening, I am going to try and be the one good thing, the thing standing tall that can be relied upon, because I know that attitude will spread. It will bolster those around me, and we will fight. And in fighting, we will win. And if not the battle, and if not the war, we will win because our spirit, it will never surrender. And that is the ultimate victory. To hold your head high, and even in the face of inescapable defeat, to stand and to fight. That is to win.
Good morning, America. We are back with another episode of Winning Wednesday. We are going to go off the top, as we always do, and talk some fun stuff. Garrett, what's going on, my guy?
Nothing, man. Beautiful day in New Jersey. The weather's been nice. It's in the 70s again. Sunny, no chemtrails. It's a beautiful day.
I gotta say, this is the best time to live in New Jersey.
Fucking love it.
The best time.
Everything's so
the
green.
The allergies are fucking brutal.
Oh, dude, people are getting crushed this year.
Yeah. I think there's other factors that as to why people are getting crushed.
1,000%. But God.
But I just want to say that in the springtime in New Jersey, when the flowers are blooming, the trees are turning green, the weather, everything about it. My favorite. This in the fall is the best time in New Jersey.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Nothing beats it. And like right now in Vegas, it's starting to get hot. But the past week it's been 70 plus. That's it. It's been great. But like in the next 2 weeks, it'll probably be 90, 100 degrees.
Yeah, that's rough.
You don't even, dude. I'm not even joking though, because there's no humidity. I'll never forget the first time it was 95 when I was in Vegas. I'm driving. I look at my car temperature. It says 95 degrees outside. I said, "Get the fuck out of here! There's no way." It's 90.
I would be sweating swap ass through my seat if I was in New Jersey.
Yeah, if it's 95 in New Jersey, I'm dead. Like, I can't breathe. I literally cannot breathe. I looked at my old roommate. I was like, "Dude, there's no way it's 95 degrees right now. Like, there's no fucking way because there's no humidity. You don't even notice. Like, is it hot? Yeah, but it's not like you're dead. Like." It's comfortable. Like, it's not the worst.
Yeah,
the humidity is what makes it worse.
Oh yeah, like Jersey when it's like 85 and 100% humidity. You're
Yeah,
like,
fuck that. Fuck
you
that.
can't even breathe.
You can't get any relief. Like you can't even go in the shade and be like, all right, I'm gonna get out of the heat for a second. You're like, nah, I can not breathe over here either. Like I still
Dude,
can't
it's
breathe.
just like breathing through a wet towel all day.
And you're just sweating and sweating. Like you just sweat as soon as you walk out of your door.
Yeah,
like, right,
you just have like this film on you all day from just sweating.
Nah, fuck that. I will take the dry heat all day, every day, and not even think twice about it. I don't mind. Like my girl she makes fun of me now.
Why?
Because it gets below like 55 degrees. I'm cold. Like I don't like it. It's too cold for me. Mm-hmm. And my girl makes fun of me. She's like, you're a sissy. Like you used to be from New Jersey. You should be used to this cold weather. And then when it gets hot, she complains. It's like, it's too hot. I'm like, nah, I love this. Like this is what I want.
Yeah, it takes me a while to adjust. That's why I like the spring season where it like fades you in so you can start getting ready for the heat. Because when you go from like negative temperatures or zeros or whatever, like when it first starts getting cold in New Jersey, you're freezing at like 60 degrees, 55 degrees. You're like coming out of summer. You're like, oh my God. But then like halfway through the winter, it's like 30 degrees out. And you're like, nobody wears a jacket. Everybody's literally in like hoodies and jeans in New Jersey. Like you like, unless it's like raining, sleeting, snowing, or it's like frozen.
I wear a jacket. I still have my North Face.
I have North Faces for when it's cold, but for the most part, like just getting in and out of the car and going like places, you have your hoodie on, you know? And then like it takes you that little bit where like then all of a sudden in the morning, like I would even go outside and have my cup of coffee with like no shirt on. It's like 40 degrees. I'm just like, yeah, whatever. And then as soon as it gets like real hot real quick, I'm like, as soon as it gets like 75, I'm like, I'm gonna die. I'm a fat kid. Oh, this is terrible. And then all of a sudden like my body starts transitioning, no pun intended.
You are transitioning.
I am. Go by Sheila now. I'm going by Sheila now.
Yeah. Oh, hi Sheila. I'm a trans-dimensional gender-neutral unicorn, and I still go by James, so it's all right.
That's all right. You can go whatever you want. You can be Jimmy in a little bit. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, I'm James the unicorn, the trans-dimensional gender-neutral unicorn.
At least you're neutral.
Yeah, but I'm also a unicorn, so.
And a mystical creature.
And I'm trans-dimensional, so.
Oh, you go on all planes?
All planes. So like when CERN opens up and they send all those fucking.
What do you mean when?
Well, it's open, but like
when I time my portal jumping.
Yeah, exactly. When the portals come through and those fucking beings, you might see a couple other my species, couple trans-dimensional unicorns.
Yeah. When they put a Stargate outside by your mailbox?
Right at my mailbox, dude. right at my mailbox.
While we're on Stargates, you've been seeing some of the wild shit coming out about the Stargates. And like, I know there's a meme going around where they have like a giant portal or Stargate right in like downtown Detroit. And they got all like the little black cubes around it. And it's just
I
like.
sent it to my boy Scorpion. So my boy Scorpion, who I do Medco Gaming with, we'll probably be doing a show tomorrow. So tune in for that. We'll be getting some dubs and
where do you get that? Where can people see that?
Hose face, Rumble, Twitch, Rumble, Twitch, and YouTube. Nice. We have Make Gaming Great Again is our YouTube channel.
Beautiful.
And we dance on people's heads and give you some extra mediocre gaming while we gang bang on the government. We're fucking terrible. But people seem to like it. We get some really good responses. People are like, yo, you guys are gonna do more of this stuff.
Yeah.
So tune into that. But he lives up there in that area. And I sent him that picture. I was like, yo, dude, you gonna jump through the Stargate? Like you gonna fucking go to another
take the plunge?
Yeah, you gonna go to another dimension? He's like, fuck that, dude. Fuck that.
But is it there?
So hold on. While we're on Detroit, because I want to talk about this. This is actually something that's fascinating to me because it kind of ties in with a little bit with what we talked about last week.
We're going old history.
Well, not old history, but history, and just the fact that Detroit, which we know now is one of the biggest shitholes in the country. Like it's a dump.
No longer the Motor City.
It's it's sad because you see all these beautiful homes that are all covered in vines and things like that have been vacant for over a decade. And since before 2008, you can't blame 2008. Detroit was a shithole before 2000.
Yeah. Well, it's when they took all the the manufacturing out of there. Everybody.
Well,
That's why that city grew so well, is because of the plants and everything else.
The point I want to bring up, Garrett, is many don't know, many are unaware of this fact that Detroit in the 1950s was the world's richest
City in the world, right? Like everywhere
in the world. It was Detroit, Michigan, United States.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you think of Detroit now, Garrett,
yeah,
you do not ever, like, never in my lifetime, like, when someone told me that that stat that they were the richest city in the world in the 1950s,
mm-hmm.
I was fucking floored. I was like,
I would say in our time, right?
Huh?
Like in our time, it's always just been known as, like, even when it was a little better, it was just a blue collar town, right? Like that's what it's always been since like we were born.
No, but like even as a kid growing up, like think about it. Like when 8 Mile came out, and when we were even younger than that, like Detroit was never looked at in our lifetime as like a.
That's what I'm saying. Like in our lifetime, like
a powerhouse city. Like
at the most pinnacle in our lifetime, it was looked at like a blue collar, lower income town.
Yeah, it was a poor town. Yeah, it was.
Mm-hmm.
It was a city. It was a dump. When you think of big cities, you think of like New York, you think of San Francisco, you think of LA, you think of even Chicago, which is a dump. Detroit is never on the list when you think of like, oh, big cities in America. Like it never gets mentioned. It's like by the wayside.
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, Detroit was the heart of this country for so many years, and it was part of what made this country great. Was the automotive industry. Because we were the ones who were exporting that across the world, and it's not just the cars, but also the assembly line that Henry Ford made. That manufacturing style was sold all over the world through Detroit, and people don't realize that Detroit was like the best city in the country. Like if you were thinking of poppin' cities, you think of Detroit back in the 50s. Like, I only imagine what it was like in the 50s. Like, Detroit in the 50s.
Detroit was Motown, too, right?
Yeah, it's Motor City, Motown.
Mm-hmm.
And it is now a dump.
Yeah, Motor City, but also like Motown, right? Like music?
I don't know.
Like the Temptations, like them, they had that like little studio.
Was that in Detroit?
I don't know. I thought Motown was in Detroit. Let me see.
You got
Google
me
boxing it? I'll Google
While
box
you're
it.
doing that, I'm going to take my morning vitamin. Oh, it's my last one of the jar. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Vitamins. Get yours today. Oh, no. I dropped it. Son of a bitch. But I don't think. I would say the majority. I would say the majority of people, at least in this country, never thought of Detroit as like a very wealthy city. Even our parents, like, there's still people alive. Not many, but there are still people that are alive today. They were very young when this was happening. They're alive today. You have to think. Actually, there's probably, because my mother was born in 1958. Okay. So there's people that were probably born in the 40s that are around today. Maybe even in the 30s that are around today. That remember Detroit being what it is. And there's not many of those people left.
No.
And there was no internet. There was no, like, it was like radio. What, like, it wasn't really like TV. So you really get to understand how these cities operate and how powerful they were. Like, I think about this all the time about history. I don't know about you.
I think about a lot of history.
No, but like I think about, for example, like my grandmother. Like I always wish I got to pick her brain about like the 1920s, and
Yeah, we were talking about this with the Zeppelins last week, right?
yeah, and I got to pick her brain about Zeppelins. But then I put it into context, and I think to myself, well, they didn't have internet, they didn't have television, they had radio.
Yeah, and they saw whatever was in the skies, in the land, within like 10 square miles from them.
Yeah, exactly. So like for them, learning about things was a lot more difficult. Like you couldn't just go on the internet and do a quick Google search. Like
No, yeah, that dude that came around to your house with Encyclopedia Britannicas. Remember your grandma had like a whole fucking wall of them, encyclopedias. Yeah, remember you used to have to do like a book report. I'd have to like go to my grandma's house and like take down the Encyclopedia Britannicas, and I'm like, man, this thing's like 12 years old too. Like they would buy the whole sets and they'd be like outdated in the year. It's like nobody's upgrading them every year.
It's you're absolutely right. And I used to use, when I was a kid, I used to use my grandmother's Encyclopedia Britannica set as my piggy bank. I used to pick one of the books, one of the numbers, and I used to put all my cash in there because I knew nobody was gonna fucking look in there.
Yep. Yeah, no.
Oh, James is in there in the encyclopedia? No.
No.
But like they like really think about it. In the 1920s, when you wanted to learn about Detroit and what's going on in Detroit and what Detroit is like, what are you gonna do?
You gotta visit there.
Yeah.
That's the only way.
It's the only way. But when you visit, dude, think about even now at today's times with.
Yeah, you don't see. I mean, you go to the touristy places, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you go to the touristy places, and then it's like one of those things where you don't really get to experience the full experience of like the unless you go there with somebody who lives there. And even a lot of times when you visit a city and you go with your buddies, they take you to like the touristy spots because like, oh, this is what we're doing, and it's like if you stay there for an extended period of time, then you find those hidden gems. Right, like those dive bars or that good eatery that nobody knows about, but all the locals know about. Well,
it's like where I live right now in Vegas. Like people come out to Vegas and they're like, "Oh, let's go down to the strip." I have zero interest in going to the strip. Or even when we lived in when I lived in New Jersey, it's like, "Yo, people come and visit. Let's go to New York City." I have no interest.
No, zero interest in New York City.
New York City, zero. And it is very hard to understand what a city is like when you're visiting. It's very difficult, and really get a gist of it. Because like another perfect example, and it's not in the United States, but Paris, right? You go and visit Paris right now. There's parts of Paris that are pristine. They look great, the touristy spots. But outside of those touristy spots, Paris is fucking burning to the ground. Garrett's on the phone now in the middle of the show. What is he doing? What are you doing? He's muted. I don't know what he's doing.
Sorry, dude. I had the school number come through and I like muted it for a second and I was trying to listen to the voicemail. I got to go get one of my kids.
Oh, no. What's going on?
I probably got about 10 minutes. I got to go get him.
Uh-oh. What happened?
I don't know. I guess the Googie man, the middle one, he said he wasn't feeling well. Something was going on. And the nurse was like, please call me back right away, blah, blah, blah. So.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
That is unfortunate. We're sorry in the middle, but this is dad life, bro. This is the real life. And
you should call school live on air, Garrett. You should call them live on air.
I don't know if that would be a good idea, James.
And you should be like, listen, tell my fucking little shit son to get his ass back to class before I beat his ass when he gets home.
That's probably like pretty similar how the conversation is going to go for the most part. But, he doesn't really. My kids don't like the nurse. Don't call us every day. You know what I'm saying? Like if he was one of them that was like at the nurse all the time. Because dude, I have friends that have kids that like every day. They're like, "Does the nurse call you every day?" I'm like, "No, they know better." You know what I'm saying? So, but what's it called? Yeah, I mean, it is what it is at this point. I mean, it's part of
20-minute banger that we got into absolutely nothing.
I know.
Well, I might be back tonight.
I will be on with Cap in the morning.
Well, you guys will be recording that.
Yeah, we'll be recording, so that should be out Friday or Saturday. So I'll be on with Cap in the
live
morning
tonight with my man Alan Jacoby. We're going to do a live watch party of Don Donnie's CNN town hall.
Oh, nice! I got to tune in for that one when I get home from work. What time?
I think it starts at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Okay, I might be able to catch some of the end of it when I'm done with work. And then what do you got going on Friday? You got your Freedom Fridays?
Well, no, then Thursday I'm going to do Red Pill Gaming with my man Scorpion.
Pretty sweet.
Come catch us, get some dubs and gritty on everybody's faces and some fork knife. Mm-hmm. And then Friday I got Freedom Friday with my man Alan Jacoby.
Excellent. And
yeah, it's a fun fucking time. And so I guess we'll be back next week.
Listen, bro, it'd be like somebody called and like, yo, it's the vet, your dog. You'd be like, yo, I gotta go.
My dog's upstairs sleeping where she's supposed to be.
Yeah, mine's on the couch watching us.
Your son should be in class where he's supposed to be.
I know. But listen, man. I got 3 of them. Not
Daddy
one
duty
of them.
Calls.
Daddy duty calls, man.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back next week.
And make sure me and Steve dropped an episode on Monday, so go check it out. Title 42 it gives you a little outlook on the most giant land invasion known to man that's going to be happening in the next couple days. So,
like, subscribe, share. It was fun. My shit wasn't glitchy today. It's unbelievable. I
told you were looking good today, dude.
I don't understand why it does this.
I don't know, man.
But
it's all good though.
I will talk to you later, pal.
Later, guys.
Guys. Good fun.
Sometimes bad things, horrible things happen to good people. I don't know why, but life isn't fair. That's the reality. A good person in the wrong place, in the wrong time, can end up just a victim of fate and of reality. And it can be horrible and heart-wrenching. But when those bad things happen to people around you, what are you going to do? How are you going to lead? Are you going to get angry? Are you going to get frustrated? Are you going to lash out at people? Are you going to start going down the spiral of negativity? Are you going to let this horrible situation dictate the way you feel and the way you handle it? Are you going to fall over and fall down and fall apart? Or are you going to lead? Are you going to face this issue with courage and with resolution? I say lead. Lead. Step up to the challenge. Be the one that other people look to. Absorb that impact. Absorb that negativity. Draw fire. Draw fire. That's when a member of a platoon, for tactical reasons, steps into the open to draw enemy fire. Maybe to give another part of his team the chance to move or distract the enemy. But that's what I say. Draw fire. Bring that pain to me. I can handle it. When maybe others cannot. When bad things are happening, I am going to try and be the one good thing. The thing standing tall that can be relied upon. Because I know that attitude will spread. It will bolster those around me. And we will fight. And in fighting, we will win. And if not the battle, and if not the war, we will win because our spirit, it will never surrender. And that is the ultimate victory. To hold your head high, and even in the face of inescapable defeat, to stand and to fight. That is to win.